This conference will now be recorded.
So what have we done yesterday, guys? Yesterday we talked about Docker installations. You were there in installation? There in installation too. Okay, that's good. So I will take a separate session. I'll record that so that others can use it, like how to create an account and all. I'll tell you. You can do it, and we'll record the session. No problem. See, what is a Docker image, guys?
Docker image contains the libraries,
Mhm.
files, libraries, files, and the Windows OS
Windows OS in the question.
contain the following.
A pre-package. See, that is very important. You know what is image. You are working, but when someone asks, you cannot say that I'll run a command, right? What happens in the interview? You are supposed to tell them what is what. So when you are telling something, using the right keyword is very important. Pre-package. Yes, they understand. Okay, they know something. So you won't get this once you listen from me. What is it you have to do? You have to constantly go back to the document, read the content, read multiple times so that you memorize them. Okay, because in the interview, people are not going to ask you what is a command. They'll ask you what is a Docker. Okay, how do you install? You should be able to tell all of them. When will you tell? When you constantly reading the documentation, it will be easy for you to talk about them. Got it? What is the difference between image and a container?
Container will be treated with the help of the image.
Mhm. That is a creation, but what is the difference?
Container is a running content.
Exactly. Container is a running copy of an image. Did I tell you that? Power. Power है क्या? So what are the prerequisites for installing Docker? Guys, Suswarita and Swarupa, can you guys hear me? What are the prerequisites, guys? What are the prerequisites? Have you ever installed Docker in Windows? మొన్ననేగా చెప్పింది అట్లా తరపక. What are the prerequisites? Okay, I gave you a GitHub link, right? Can someone tell me what is the GitHub link? DevOps class. You know it, but why did you go back and read there? I have put everything there. Let me show you. Right? We have the prerequisites, right? I have put everything there. What is that you need? Okay, what are types of installations that we need to have and all. So go back, just spend 15 minutes of time, not more than that, right? For reading what have you learned today. That should be more than sufficient for you to follow along. What is the command? How will you check which version of Docker is running? Docker? What is that? That's if someone asks you what version have you worked on, Never tell 19. What happens? They'll know you have just learned it. Tell the old version. Got it? Tell 18. So that they know that you are working on a previous version. When you say 19, 19 is very recent, right? You should tell them that I have experience working with 18 as well as 19. Yeah, tell me what are the commands? How do you know the Docker information? Docker space info. When you put Docker space info, it will give you all the details of whatever it is. How do you verify images in your local machine? Docker space image. Image or images? It's in a Docker space image. It should be images. Okay. How do you delete the containers all at once? Docker what prune? Prune is like deleting it. The meaning of prune is deleting it. But what are we deleting it? What are we deleting? Docker container prune, Docker network prune, Docker images prune. This is the command. Okay. What are the fields? What is repository? Okay, but when you say Docker image, it shows repository, right? Repository is what? Repository is nothing but name of your image, basically. Okay. And how do you run a container? Docker run followed by what happens when you do that? Image create it creates a container, but my question is what happens when you run Docker run image name? How does your daemon work? It verifies whether the image locally exists or not. If not, it will pull it. If it exists locally, it will create a container. Now what will happen the moment container starts? Huh? It will start. After starting, what it will do? What it will do? When I did Docker run hello -vault, what did it do? It gave me some output, right? That is the purpose of container here. Here, the purpose of this container is to give me an output. If I am running some other container, the purpose of that container might be what? Do some operation, maybe executing a script, maybe running a service, maybe executing some other commands inside the thing, right? It could be anything, right? So that's how the Dockers are built. You are talking about web applications, Tomcat, Nginx. As and when you run them, what happens? The service will start within them and the service will be up and running. But when I do Docker run, let's say CentOS, what happened now? Did I get any output? Did it create a container? No. How do I verify the last container? PS hyphen N will show me all. I mean, N is a number, the latest one. I want the last one. It has created right 16 seconds ago. So whenever you do Docker run container, it will start and stop the container. But if you want the container to run continuously, you have to give what? D for detached mode. But now the container has run. It didn't give me what the container name or whatever it is. So let's see. Docker run -it. What happened now? What happened? Where am I now? Earlier I was here, right? Where am I now? Now I am inside the container. Where am I? Now I am inside the container. Cat /etc Red Hat release. Which version? 8.0.1905. This is what the newly created container is. If I exit, what happened now? Container is gone. It is deleted. Deleted in the sense it is stopped. If you do docker ps, you don't see any container running. ps-a, you see the last one, the CentOS, which is 16 seconds ago created. So the containers by default are temporary. They don't run long run, right? The moment the task is completed, they stop. But if I want this container to run continuously without stopping, I would give what? Which is like detached mode. Now my container will run in the backend. It's up and running. Got it? So the container will run as long as there is a command being executed. Now, when I say docker run, what is the sleep command? It will sleep after a certain time. I would say 120. My cursor will be out after 2 minutes. Wait for it. Okay, let me cancel this. Let's wait for it. 2 minutes. There's a whole concept. Yeah. Just like VM. If you want to do perform some task, generally we provision a VM. But here we are provisioning containers. What happened? Sleep. About a minute ago. After 2 minutes, the container will stop. That means I gave some command to my container to perform something. So that will perform the task and it will stop it. Now performance of task could be anything, right? Let's say example, you open up Google Maps. How long will you run the session? Maybe for 1 hour, 2 hours. That for that long your container is running in the backend. Once you close it, the container gets terminated. So Google is using this concept of containers Kubernetes from a decade. In fact, the Kubernetes, the whole concept of Kubernetes is given by Google only. Okay, whenever you open up some mails, whenever you open some Google anything, they are running in the backend containers only. So they will run. See now, do you see that container now? That sleep 120, because it has stopped. You see, my bash has been come out. Now, I would say Docker run -itd. You see this container is running. After 2 minutes, the container will stop. Sleep is something that it's a command which will shut down or power off your system after 120 minutes, temporary. Now that option is happening. Now it has to go to sleep. But I said that postpone the sleep to next 120 minutes, 120 seconds. It will wait, the container will run. Meanwhile, I will perform some tasks. And after performing the task, the container will go off. Got it? So that's a concept, guys. So containers are temporary. They are non-persistent. Okay. And we use them just to perform certain tasks. That's it. Nothing more. So if you at all you have done some changes in the container, what happens? If at all you change some options in the container, what will happen? You have this container which is created out of image. Okay. Now you create a file, some test file you created here, and for some reasons you have deleted this. Do you get the test file? Do you get the test file? But when you create a new container, that new container also should have test file. Now where you should do the changes? Eక్కడ change చేయాలి? క్వశ్చన్ అర్థం కలదా? ఇప్పుడు immediately let me get inside this container now. There is one minute, right? Docker. How do you enter into it? exec-it followed by container ID. Oh, sorry, I should use bash. I think container got stopped. Container is stopped. Let me run it again. Docker ps. This is my container which is up for 6 seconds. Docker exec-it followed by the container ID bash. So this will take me inside the container. See, the prompt will change. I am now inside the container. Let's say touch DevOps. I created a file. You see that? Okay, I'll say echo hello guys. This is a sample file to test container. I would say devops.txt. Now do cat devops.txt. You have some message here, right? That means where did I create this? I have created this inside my container, right? I already have a CentOS image. Out of this, I created a container. Now inside this, I created two files. One is DevOps. Now this container will be stopped after 120 seconds. Let me exit. Minute or one more minute left. Once the container is stopped, I will create one more container. Now the newly created container will that have these two files. Means My point here is that any changes that you do on the container is only to that specific container. And on a long run, I am not going to use these containers anymore. I'll terminate them. Now I'll do what? Docker container prune. Delete it. Now when I do Docker ps-a, do I have anything? This one. This is running, the already running the Stephen. Okay, it's old one. Now the changes that I did on the previous container is gone. Who will know what changes I have done now? Now let's say we both are team now. We all are team. For some reason, some requirement came. I changed it for some time, and I forgot. You forgot. Everyone forgot. After that, the container got terminated. Then, get your point, right? So where are the changes should be done? Anything that you want to do, you are supposed to do the changes on the image, not inside the containers. Okay. So containers are what? Non-volatile, non-persistent. So any changes that you do are temporary. The moment the container is terminated, it's gone. Okay. Remember that point. It's very important. N number. That depends on your infrastructure. That depends on how many you're provisioning. Source is one image, but out of one image you create 1 lakh container. Doesn't matter. Understood? Just for you to understand the concept, I am telling you. But you will never ever get a requirement. People will ask in interview, saying that there is some change that you have to do. Where will you do? Will you do it in the image or a container? I see people asking me this more often. People ask you this. Where do we do that changes? Image. We'll reprovision, right? It takes hardly half second to provision a new container. Yeah, delete them. You have a new version coming. What will you do with the old version now? There is a procedure for that. That's where we use advanced tools like Kubernetes and all. The deployments happen seamlessly. The version upgrades will happen seamlessly without any intervention, without any disruptions. Okay. Now let me show you other couple of images directly. So we have seen building Nginx server, right? Install the package, do some modifications, Tomcat, download some bar file, install Java. But with Docker containers, it's seamless. It's very simple. Docker, if at all you want to pull some images, we'll say images, not images by the way. Docker pull, followed by the image name. But which image? What is image name? What is repository? Where will you find? Docker Hub. Now I want a simple Nginx image. Okay. I'll type Nginx. Click on it. What does it say? Docker pull. Nginx. You can see for which operating systems you want. Copy it. Before I do this, let me show you the available images. I have only Docker pull followed by the Nginx. If I don't give any tag, what will happen? It will download the latest version. See, tag is what? Default tag. My image has been downloaded. Let's see images. Do you have this? Repository name అని చెప్పాను కదా. Repository is the name of your image. Okay. So now Let me run this. Docker run -itd followed by you see Nginx is running. Now it is a web server, right? I need to access it on a browser. How will I access it on a browser? So now if you look into the architecture, I have a Docker, EC2 instance, right? Where I have connected. What is the IP address? 107.31.80.240. Now inside this, I have 3 containers running now. Layer 2 or 3, whatever it is. But out of which, one is what? Nginx. Now where am I sitting? I am sitting somewhere here. I need to access this application. That's how we access, right? We are accessing application on what? We are accessing via the DNS names and all. Now I need to access this. How will I access this now, guys? Tell me how it should work in general. I should reach out to this, or should I reach out to this? Which IP address? 170 image. Terminology. What is that image? దీన్ని డాకర్ హోస్ట్ అంటాం మనం. డాకర్ హోస్ట్ కి రీచ్ అవ్వాలా, కంటెంట్ రీచ్ అవ్వాలా? డాకర్ హోస్ట్ కి రీచ్ అవ్వాలి. This is my Docker host, right? రీచ్ అవుతున్నానా? రీచ్ అవ్వడం ముందు పోర్ట్ చూసుకోవాలి. Verify if I have a port. HTTPS is allowed. Good. వచ్చారా? ఇప్పుడు let's say you are engineer now. Developer is saying that my application is running, but I'm not able to access it. You see that Docker container is running, but he is not able to access from outside. How will you troubleshoot this? What are the things that you will look after? In our case, at least our container is running, right? Docker PS, you see the container is running. And you need to verify whether sometimes what happens that the website can be accessed locally, but it cannot be accessed from the remote machine. But in order to do that, we use a command called curl. Curl is a local browser thing to verify the API calls are happening to browser or the end of curl, but I need to use IP address. But what is IP address of container? Every container will be having it, because I'm telling you, container is nothing but a VM, right? It's just like a VM, a simulation of VM. Imagine it's a VM only. But how do you contact VM? It should have IP address, right? But what is IP address of my container? Container ID is not IP address. Private IP, what? So by default, once you install Docker, see this, a Docker network gets created. Things are going overhead. Rocket Lalpana. I'm just going one step deep, okay? 200 now, it's 100 IP 200 version. So 172.17.0.1 by 16. This is the range of IP addresses that Docker uses for the containers. So how does it look like here in this picture? There is a separate network. Let me change the color, orange. Separate network for your containers. That network is 172. What is that? 17, right? 17. 172.17.0.1 అనేది గేట్వే అన్నమాట. 0.0 by 16. అంటే ఈ రేంజ్ లో మీకు చూసుకుంటే దీనికి 1, 2 ఇస్తారు, దీనికి 3, దీనికి 4 అలా ఉంటుంది. But how do we know which IP address? That's where we have a command inspect. Inspect is what? Inspecting, right? Docker container inspect followed by the container ID. What is the container ID? This is the container ID. You see the IP address now? This is the entire information of your Docker. It gives you complete information like what are the services running, what is the volume, what are the drivers, right? Everything will be given to you. Memory, CPU, mount volume. Networking, we are using a bridge network, and this is the IP address. What is the gateway? I told you, right? 17.0.1 is the gateway. Now this one is IP address. Now when I put call, followed by gateway, call should be there. It is giving you some output, right? If you see this page, the Nginx website is successfully installed and working. Further configuration is required. It is working. But I'm not able to access from outside world. Because now from outside world, you cannot directly reach out to this. Cider 17. No, that's default one. If you want, you can create a separate one and define it. You cannot change the default one, but you can create a separate network and give it. So you cannot access a private network from external world, right? You need to use public. Now that means when I'm reaching out to this, my request should go to when I reach out to this, my request should go to what? This container. That's where we use a concept called ports within the Docker. What is that we use? Ports. Now let me show you that. Docker run hyphen Docker run hyphen ITT. I would give hyphen P for the ports, followed by host port and container port. Now what is the host now? This is my host. On which port of my physical host you want to reach and which port it has to send to container. By default, web server runs on which port? 80. Okay. And if I'm reaching out to host port 80 or let's say 90 for suppose, colon, that should send my request to container port 80. Container is a web server. Web server always listens on 80. But on the physical end, here, where is that? Page not for this IP address. If I say colon 90, enter, it should take me to Nginx page. Got it? Let me run. The moment it runs, you will see a page here. One moment. 90 will not come because I haven't opened the port 90 on my AWS instance. Edit. These are security groups that we need to allow. Custom TCP rule 90. Allow from anywhere. Save. How it works? Welcome to Nginx. If you see this page, web server successfully installed. Further configuration is required. You're able to see that, right? You worked on Tomcat as well, right? What is the Tomcat code? 8080. 88 is Tomcat. Let's use Tomcat. Now let's verify whether we have Tomcat image. Type Tomcat. There it is. And we have what? Docker pull. Tomcat. Pull the image. Done. Now again, what is the command? Docker run -itd. Now I would say 9090. I will reach out to my Docker host IP address colon 9090, but my request should go to my Tomcat my 8080, because Tomcat always results on 8080. But from the physical world, I will reach out to my physical server IP address colon 9090. That request should go to my 8080 of my Tomcat. But before that, before I run this, let me just show you edit port, custom TCP rule. I had to open the port 9090, anywhere, save. Let this run like this, copy 90. Page not found should show you. It's not coming. That can be. But the moment I run this command and re-hit the page, you should see a Tomcat page coming up. Now, how much time am I saving here? No installations, no configuring, no path variables, no downloading, nothing. I am able to simply build. That's it. Simple. Understood the port? -v port. Okay. Now this Nginx page is not what I want. I wanted to get my own page. I want to get my own index.html page. How will I do that? How will I get that? It will not get installed. When you do a Docker run, there is no installation concept here. Creating it. Some request comes. Image, see, that's what it pulls, right? Whenever you are doing a Docker run, it pulls the image, verifies that image is there. Image has to be there. Without image, it doesn't work. Image has to be there. And let's say you got a request in your case, it doesn't provision automatically. That's where we have client server architecture. You are sending instructions to client to create an image or a container, and that is talking to daemon, and daemon is performing that, which is Docker. That's where you install Docker. I don't want this page, guys. I want my own HTML page. What would I do? In generally, let me show you. Docker PS. This is my Nginx, right? See port 8, this one. Let me get inside it. VIM for not VIM. To enter into Docker, Docker exec's Docker execute -it followed by the container ID bash. I'm inside it. Now cd /var no /usr nginx src. I don't remember the no /user/win. No, okay. Let me wait a moment. We'll get the information here only. User share nginx. User share nginx HTML enter ls cat index.html. This is the file that we are getting there. Got it? Now I want to modify this. If I modify this, I'll get whatever the message that I put there. Let me say vi index.html, vi command not found, app to get. See, that means there is no VM file because that's lightweight. If I'm installing VM, I'm increasing the size of my image, right? So it has only the things which are needed for it to run. That's it. No additional packages, nothing. VIM index.html. I would say welcome to Docker session. If you just see this page, then we have successfully configured our own index.html page. Okay, this should be fine. Every point? Welcome to Docker session. If you see this page, we have successfully configured index.page. But I cannot, if my requirement is to provision 10 containers, I cannot log into 10 containers and do the same job repeatedly, right? That is increasing my task, manual task. That's where we use a concept called volumes. That's what we use a concept called volumes. So what will I do now? Exit. ls, it is empty. Let's say mkdir. Let us do here only, not a problem. VIM index.h. That means I am locally creating some index page. Heading. Hello guys. Welcome to Docker session. We have We are learning Docker volumes. Now we have mapped local index.html page to Docker container using --volume option. Okay, so that means when I provision a new Nginx image now, I should get this message. It could be anything. Just for you to understand, I wrote that custom message. Docker run -itd -p is for what? Port. I already use 90. I already use 1990. I should use a port which is not used. I'll use 100. Colon. Container port is always 80. It will not change. 80. And -v is for what? Volumes. Where is my volume now? /root/ index.html. This has to be mounted to what? /usr share nginx /html /index.html space followed by my image. What's the image name? Now, when you reach out to should come 100 ports మనం ఓపెన్ చేయలేదు కదా, we haven't opened the port 100. They log into my container now. No, right? I'm able to access it. Let's say there is something I wanted to modify now. I don't have to get into what my container now. I can just modify this. Let us save it. All the should apply immediately. Not coming, but it should come immediately. Maybe okay, let this be like this. What I'll do, I'll run one more command. But this time, see, I will change the parameter. Instead of default giving this permissions and all, I would say $TWD. What is that? Present working directory. And I will change the port. 110. Bash not found. Oh, it gave an error. Let me remove it. Docker container rm-f. Okay. Let me see the command once. UW divide is not working. Oh, it is working. Docker container rm-f. Mount directory to file. I check if suspect paths exist. Okay, I think the path is not taking up. It has to work. But you understand the concept of volumes, right? It should be okay like this. When I'm doing this, what is that? 100, right? 100, 110. Did I open the port? Custom TCP rule 110 anywhere. Save. POP3. 110 is POP3. I think it is taking a different. It is working on taking a different port, guys. That's why it's not coming. 110 is taken for POP3. POP is for email notifications and all, I believe. Okay. Okay, well, I'll do one thing. I'll run the command. This time I'll put 81. 80 we didn't use. 80 is already open, right? That is not copied to the right thing. Basically, if you look into this, apart from this files, I have other files as well. So present working directory, it will by default pick up this values and all. It also copied this index dot these things. And you can do docker ps. I'll show you one last thing. Docker exec -it followed by the image base bash cd/user share nginx html. Did you see this? Where this is, and if you see this cat index.html, I got this message as well, but it is not able to read. Reason? Okay, reason is not that. I understand. It is because of the permissions. ls-ld root. Now let me do that. chmod 777 / we are not supposed to do that, but I did just to show you. It is because of the file permissions. Now it should come, guys. Hey. Because the Nginx service is not able to access the directories in a root folder. So I modified the permissions. Now I am able to see it. How many rockets? Chandrayaan 1, Chandrayaan 2, Chandrayaan 3. Okay. Any questions? Volume is nothing but, now even if I terminate my instance, my data is still there. I gave an example of file, right? When I'm manually modifying a file in a container, if the container is lost, the data is gone. But in this case, even if my container is removed, I can use the same volume, same data, which can be mapped to the other container. That is the whole concept. You have a database running. Now database also are running in your containers. Now database data is very important, right? If you terminate your database container, the data is gone. But when you use volumes, even if you terminate your container, the data is still there in the volumes, which you can use it for data purpose. Got it? So I think video is recorded. You can go back and saw it. Suspadrita. There. Any questions so far, guys? A lot of things to practice. Okay, go back and practice. Important. Okay, I'll stop here for today.